They lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. They on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerge victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruined they plans.
Okay, Coach. Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Jets. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go, Sam. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Red 80.
SOS.
On first down, Swift, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Smooth. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Mike 9. Hey, we gotta get to 9. Mike over there. Watch the screen. Pass.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Antonio Callaway, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Open man is Anderson. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Jets 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Showing it. Wow. Red 80. Check the backer. 49. Check 49. No. L80. 6 guys. Check L80.
They'll try the left side. Swift. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, D. Let's go. All right, let's get there. Hey, check 20. Red 80. Watch twist. Red 80. Back.
They'll try the left side. Swift. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Go set. Watch the pass. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Hey, watch it, watch it. Check. Red 80. Red 80.
Darnold down to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here we go, set, 50, plant. Pretty quiet, team, pretty quiet. Check. Ready.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Gets out of a little bit of trouble there with a shifty move. He'll take it up past the 6. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to pump the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
2nd and 5. Buying time to his left. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
You ain't doing nothing today. Hey,
They're going to look to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. And they finally are able to take him down at the opposite 47. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Cook. A solid run on 1st. Down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
The tackle made by Malik Hooker. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Jets' 41-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Pilot, 64, weak grip.
From the pistol, they run it with Cook. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now back to throw. The Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Kenny Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Kill, turn up. Watch the edge. Red 80. Red 80. 10. Under 10. 10. Check 4. 80. Quick dad.
On 2nd down now. Swift stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. We're scoreless after 1.
They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong. Hey, orbit. Check line. Line the mic. You ran 80. You can't block me.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. He's going to wind up and air it. He's got a man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, and it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that, but that one big play, that can spark a big burst right here.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Check. He's crashing. He's checking crack. Check three. Kill. Waiting.
On 2nd down, Swift, nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Hey, Delta. Hey, we gotta get to that. Mike over there. Hey, let's go. Lady, go full strength. Mike,
The shotgun snap for Darnold. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Check. He's coming. Double up.
Now Darnold keeps him.
But when you do call quarterback sneak, you don't mind if your quarterback's a little bit on the vertically challenged side, do you? Because he's just going to hide behind his big guys up front and be able to surge forward and pick up the 1st down.
Slam. Watch safety creep. Man, 80. Safety's creeping.
On first down, Swift.
Go.
In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
Here we go. Hot. Rush in.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Buzz.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
You got tight right there. Man, 80. Hey, exit. Hey, we got a seal. Watch the pass. Mike 9. Man, 80. Team, we got to get to the ball.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. An 18-yard touchdown grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point good by Catanzaro, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. The run on first down gets them a couple up to the 27. The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Hey, Steve 6. 22's coming, Mike. Don't say nothing.
2nd and 4. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Tight end left. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
They'll run on first down. Swift. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Okay,
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. Patch it.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Darnold. They set up the screen to Penny. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taken in at the 11. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tend to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Rashad Penny, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Again, it's Cook. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. The open man is Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
2nd and 6. Going deep for Diggs. That's going to be caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now 13-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
SOS. He's coming. We got double up. Switch.
On 1st down, Swift, not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Mike 9. Hey, come on out here. Come get some.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Darnold, he's going to air one out for Anderson, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
49, check 49, check 49. No, off. Oh, lady. 80 weapon. Hey, we gotta get to that. Mike over there. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies. Hey, 80. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Darnold. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Lady, quick. Red 80.
A first down throw, Darnold. He's going to look deep down the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Shit. Deuce. Young lady. Hey, alert 3. Hey, watch it. Red 80. Check 43. Shit. Check safety.
Now Rashad Penny. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Mike, 9. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Check 37. Young lady. Protein spill. No. Red 80. Out. Here we go, young lady. Alert 3. Switch.
They'll try the left side. Swift. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now it's seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a gain of 20. As we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The linebacker C.J. Mosley there in coverage. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Score. Check 31. Topper. Now.
On second down, Cook. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. Check, 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 check. Under 10, under 10. Ready?
They'll set up a throw. Complete. Smith has it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First down, Vikings.
Set. 10-2 stop. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Bravo. Go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
60 out more. 5.
They try again with Cook, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Hopkins with the extra point, and that will shave 1 more off this lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
We're gonna sign. Hey, we gotta get to that. Mike over there. Check pass. Check pass. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
After the run, now Darnold to throw. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Mike 9, Mike 9. I'm coming. 9's the Mike, 9's the Mike. Hey, let's get this.
Darnold from the gun. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. They run it again with Cook. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to take a shot, and that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
I can't believe they let you play.
Hey, wahoo!
Now it's Darnold. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Boy, the run on first down a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Go, go.
On 2nd and 15 now. Darnold. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Hey, check 24, check 24.
Go, lady. Smooth.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
3 buzz, 3 buzz, 3 buzz.
55's Mike.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. He's going to let it fly. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, Haywood.
Man, I got you.
Check 55's the Mike. Check 55's the Mike.
I'm here all day.
Ready?
And here we go on 4th. Darnold.
55.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter and the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Go. 50 plant.
You don't want none.
Man.
Watch out.
He's checking.
First down, here's the run with Cook. That good for 22 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run with Cook, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, watch it.
Squeeze down the line. Kill. Check 3.
You got tape right there. Let's go.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead.
Next to score, Vikings 28, Jets 16. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Darnold. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Play action. It's Darnold. That's taken in by Callaway. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. They go play action here on 1st down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Darnold to throw again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call, and you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Darnold. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 14. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line. Today's
Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the fourth quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme.
Go.
I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for Minnesota, there was